Let's begin by taking a deep breath in and slowly letting it out. Imagine for a moment that there exists a list of ingredients always available to you that you could use to nourish yourself by assembling them into a soup. A soup that could hold the sustenance and wonderful flavor you need in order to thrive. Imagine that you have a beautiful old book on the shelf, one that has recipes you used to collect. You haven't used it for a while. You dust it off as you carefully open to a brand new page. Pausing a moment, you quietly observe the thoughts you have and recognize that at any given time, there is a kind of thought soup that swirls around within, all throughout your waking hours. Allow yourself to see this thought soup like a mixture of ingredients in a soup pot. A pot that is well-worn, time-cured, and so durable that it can be kept on a gentle simmer 24 hours a day. There's a sculpture in Portugal of a monk seated on a bench next to a large soup kettle which has been placed on the ground. In his hand, he holds a long stirring spoon. Inspired by the famous stone soup story, the sculpture reminds us of the first ingredients that go into the makings of any good soup: intention, water, and fire. As the account goes, a fire is set underneath the soup and the water steams with the soup stone at the bottom of the pot. Gradually, generous villagers begin to stop by with lovely ingredients and start to transform the poor man's bare soup. This story has been changed to suit many over the course of centuries, and today we are adapting it once again. This soup is a soup to suit you, a soup whose recipe you change according to the virtues and powers you require. Imagine now that you are sitting beside your large kettle of soup. You are very familiar with the thought ingredients that you usually stir in each day. You realize that the taste has become bitter and stale, and that you would like to change it. You ponder a moment and decide to make use of the pure ingredients available to you from the spiritual treasure store. This store is open 24 hours a day and works on an honor system. You take what you need, as much of and as often as you wish. You see through your mind's eye a glorious room stocked full of virtue and power supplies. You approach the barrel that says love. You lift the lid and fill up a pitcher with this liquid light, and you gradually stir it into the kettle. Immediately you sense the new aromas wafting up with steam, and within seconds you are somehow more at ease and more alert, and your heart feels more open and happier. Reaching back into the treasure store once again, you grasp the jar labeled bliss petals. You open the jar and scoop out a cupful. Turning toward the soup, you gently drop them, one by one, into the pot. Lowering the soup spoon into the kettle, you take out enough soup to taste. You notice that there's a trace of bitterness, and you decide to reach for the container labeled sweet seeds. You take out a handful, and now, with your mortar and pestle, you begin to grind them. You imagine the bitterness you've been carrying around being transformed by the heavenly sweetness of these little seeds. As the weight of the pestle breaks open the tough outer shell, it's as if the essence of sweetness itself is released. And as you sprinkle the fresh powder of sweetness into your soup, you are amazed at the alchemy revealing itself to you. Pausing and sipping a few moments, you decide that this is the right flavor and fragrance for the time being. Later on, you may need to add a dash of courage to dispel complacency, for example. You may decide to pair cooperation with creativity and add that to your soup. You may decide that by adding determination and faith, or the oil of grace, the quality of your soup would rise to a whole new level. For now, this is your beautiful journey soup. You can pack some into your thermos and bring it with you wherever you go. And at any time, you can take a moment and transform your soup. The treasure store is always full and available to you. It's just a thought away.